All right, is it recording? It's recording. Good. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Today you've got both myself and Jodi here. And we just did another recording about 3D Vista, but I wanted to come on here real quick and just talk about projects. And, specifically, we've got the Solstice Ridge project, but we've got other ones coming up. But I just wanted to talk about everything that goes into it. So I wanted to start at the beginning of the Solstice Ridge story. So Jodi, when did I actually start? When did we actually start pulling things together for this? And I'm cheating because now I'm.
It was sooner than October because that's way too green.
Yeah, no, it was October.
Was it?
Yeah, I double checked it. I've got an October folder.
Oh no, because we were doing photos before then, before we actually started everything. Flying.
So okay. October of 2022, we got invited out to check this out and take on this new contract. 54 new homes being built, and this is before the Mavic 3 Enterprise. This is the Mavic 2 Pro, but we were
better color.
Oh yeah, much better color on the Mavic 2 on the Mavic 2 Pro. So we went out and checked this site out. So this is actually October 4th of 2022. So we were just starting to practice building our regular See My Build layouts.
Yep.
So it was all still new for us. So the things changed over time, but we got to do a little bit of presentation work for these guys, to sell them on our services. So we had, oh no. Nope, it's okay. There we go.
I'm very anti-music in videos.
Yes, me too.
I don't like it, but that's what mute's for, I guess. It's just when it suddenly pops up, you're like, no.
But so yeah, this was our first broad brush strokes of just showing the location. And even back then, we're already starting to stylize this in cool ways. Yeah. And the big part was the builders absolutely love this.
Yeah.
So
apparently no one does this kind of stuff, which just blows my mind because how are we the only ones?
We're not. We've got
no, I know. It's just our area.
Yeah.
It's our area.
But we've got an online class if you want to learn about how we do some of this. So classes.azdrone.net, and I do have a class about building these types of pages. So this was the starting point. This was, just not even bulldozed out down here yet. And it's been amazing to be part of this. I've been having fun with the time lapse and the showcasing it. And so, as things moved along, here we are into 2023. Jodi wants to clean this page up a little more.
I don't like the image at the top, at the header.
Yep, that's okay. So we'll fix that. But those are the things that we learned as we were doing this. But while we were on the site, so we've been doing this site year round for 2 years and change, every 2 weeks. I think we've only missed one scheduled flight. That was weather.
No, because you were kind of down for most of last year. We missed a few
we
flights, but we did make up for it.
Yeah, we got them all up. Yep. So when I was having issues, some medical stuff last year, it did knock me out for a bit. But so this is the actual progression. So I kept using the same frame back in the beginning, and you could just see the evolution of it here. So. Nothing closed in, as we scrolled down and used the same exact image each time. So we had the drone shoot that same image. And then sometimes I would play around and I'd give them something else. But, as this developed, look at here's where the second road came in and the third road came in. So Irwin and Sassabee, we did not name these roads.
Apparently they're named after small towns in Arizona.
Okay, well that's good then. So we kept doing that same shot, and then we'd switch over occasionally just to get something else, and then we'd also get just some regular images as well. So this is the starting point. But as things moved forward, we had the whole Solstice 2024 archive as well. And so that was every other week again, out and hey, they paved things and more has changed and more has come up. The progression was pretty cool. And so you can see the golf course down here. And then, we can actually go up to active. Solstice 2025 is our active part of the project going on, adding more images in, adding new videos in. Yep. And so, what's been the toughest part out here? We always get along with the neighbors and the dog walkers. What's bothered you out on site?
I don't know if anything's, well, aside from the planes, because it's really close to the airport. I know not a lot of people flying new build projects are going to be within 5 miles just about of an airport. This is almost a direct flight path where the planes come into land, take off. So a lot of it, that's like probably one of the most annoying parts is the planes, because, well, we have to have our identification broadcasting at all times.
Our remote ID is running.
The airplanes do not. So one of the main reasons, well, aside from the fact that, you know, on Sundays when we fly, there's no workers, so it does make it easier. We're not having to listen to a backhoe or any of the jackhammers, because that will drown out the planes that don't show up on my radar app.
So Jodi is
I'm the official. I'm the expert visual observer.
You are the visual observer, and we talk to each other a lot while we're out there. When I'm controlling things, I'm looking up, I'm looking down. Jodi's over here. So she is telling me, you know, because I'll hear a plane behind us, you know.
And so I'll look at the app. Usually they're doing their little racetrack touch and go loops at the airport. So it's like, okay, no, he's veering off to the west, he's veering off to the east. Or sometimes it's like, nope, there's one that's going to be flying directly over us shortly. Where's the drone at? Oh, and there's the flock of ravens over there, so we have to watch out for those.
And, you know, have I flown my drone ever without a visual observer? Sure, you know, if I'm doing recreational things or things, but, you know, because we are in that flight path and everything, I wouldn't feel comfortable out here without a visual observer, because the planes are coming in, and we've got one low flyer who comes over the ridge and freaks us out.
Yeah.
I popped that up in a YouTube short. So if you go over to my shorts channel, you'll see it.
The only thing I wish that the radar apps would give me is the actual plane height. I don't even know if that's possible, but that would make my job so much easier, because it's like, okay, there's a plane coming. Well, is it at 8,000 feet or is it at 250 feet? Because they feel like being a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. And that's like, I just really wish they could include that.
Yeah. So I also, and, you know, so we're constantly watching, constantly looking, constantly listening. And then, you know, we're also talking to the neighbors in the neighborhood. When that happens, they bring the drone back so that we can pet their dogs.
Yep.
You know, and it's been a good experience. 99% of our interactions up there.
We've barely had any dogs freak out when the drone takes off or lands. They're curious, but it's not. We've had other dogs elsewhere when we were flying out in like the middle of nowhere that they were not having it.
So other things that have gone into this too. We live in Arizona. This project's in Arizona. Arizona has a thing called monsoons. It also has
sometimes.
Sometimes we have monsoons. In the spring we have just crazy stupid wind that can last for days, if not weeks. We have had to cancel and change flights with clients because of monsoons a couple of years ago. The tanks.
Yeah.
We couldn't get a flight day in.
No,
and the storms were amazing.
How do you explain to you, and somehow it's difficult for a client to understand, it's raining, we can't fly.
And there's
somehow that's a problem. It's like, I don't control the weather.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was in government.
But everyone, you know, I mean, we hit these different things. And then on super windy days on the Solstice project, because you can see it's going up a hill, we have a couple of ravens flying around.
Yeah, by a couple, it starts with like 4, and then there's like 17.
Yep, and then that's when the falcons or the hawks
will come out.
And just 2 flights ago, the hawk hovering directly above
when you were landing. It was
drones coming down.
We made eye contact. That was it was cool, but we've never had anything aside from hummingbirds go at the drone. So even though there's all these ravens, they stay out of the way, but we also don't want to fly into their path, because they're just giant dopey birds. They like playing in the wind like a little kid plays on a swing set.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of raven interactions over the years.
So many.
Yeah, you know, we shut down for like a half an hour.
That's how you know it's windy. Like we look out at this project site. There's a already built home that has its own little personal weather station.
Yeah.
So I can pull that up on my phone and go, oh, it's 47-mile-an-hour wind gusts with 30-mile-an-hour sustained. But if that wasn't there, if we show up at a job site and there's more than 2 ravens just floating around, we know it's windy.
Yeah.
That's the only time they like to hang out like that. Otherwise, they're up in the trees playing
Yeah,
on
they're
rooftops,
gone.
whatever.
Yeah, we had that one land next to us a couple weeks ago where I wanted to fly, and he's sitting right there.
Oh, the
So
hawk? That was the hawk.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
sitting
the
on the
hawk.
scaffolding.
Yeah.
And he also did not care about the drone.
Yeah.
We had a dove, and I know they're pretty, but they're really, really dumb birds. So we had a dove sitting up on like one of the walls, just like right under where it says project. It was just hanging out there. Drone goes up, drone goes down. Dove, not a care in the world.
Yeah.
Didn't even flinch, which was surprising.
Because there's no hawks
they're
out there
dumb.
that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not a challenging site or anything. It's but we do have things that come up that
I mean, it's usually the same stuff. You know, it's usually the same wind, birds, ravens, hawk,
monsoon.
monsoons.
Oh, and you know, watching out for the medical helicopters.
Oh, aircraft.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, those are the things. And like I said earlier, it's been really nice that it's not people that are our primary, you know, people aren't our problem at all.
Yeah.
They actually break up the day.
We've had no jerks
Yeah.
approach us. Everyone that's come up there they want to know, "Oh, cool, what are you doing? Why are you doing it?"
Yeah. And then I've had several who've said, "Where can I buy one of these
Yeah.
things? And how do I get my license or, you know, your certification?" So yeah, really good interactions.
Mhm.
But you know, the weird stuff does happen, and you know, that that hawk hovering right above him.
That
You
was,
know, I'm
yeah.
paying attention to the drone, and then I just look up a little more, and I'm like, uh-huh.
That's because suddenly there's just this shadow over the drone shadow as it's coming in, and I look up and there's the hawk right there.
Yeah, so that's funny. So, but I just wanted to share a little different with you guys, just us talking to you for a few minutes, you know, telling you about what we're doing.
Yep.
And speaking of that, we'll be out flying again this weekend.
Yep.
Just Saturday. So Sunday we're free, and Saturday we'll be out in the morning, and then Saturday afternoon our Zoom Patreon call again. So all of our Zoom folks will see you in just a couple days. And to everyone else, thanks for stopping in and giving us a listen for a few minutes.
Thanks for listening to me rant about birds.
You can rant about birds anytime, Jodi.